Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're talking about the General Grant Trail in Kings Canyon National Park. This was a really easy trail. A little bit of a backstory. We stayed in Sequoia, we hiked around Sequoia. Sequoia gets really busy. Wanted to go into Kings Canyon, check out the visitor center, which I've never been. Very much worth a stop. And I wanted to do something like a mile long. It was starting to drizzle. We had really weird weather. It was like sunny, it started raining. Always remember up in the mountains, take some layers because you don't know what might happen. This trail's gonna be very foggy, so keep that in mind. If you go on a sunny day, it's gonna look a little bit different. But when we come back, I'm gonna talk about why you should do this trail and some of the things to not miss while you do this trail. And with that, let's dive into the video and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more. Alright, as I mentioned, this is under a mile, 32 feet elevation. Again, ride type is a loop. This is a nature walk at best, right? Worth checking out, and there's actually a good amount of sequoias here, so it's wheelchair friendly, kid friendly, no dogs. You're at a national park. So getting here is pretty simple. You're actually going to be able to Google map General Grant Tree or Fallen Monarch, any of this really, but you're actually going to park here, where it says parking lot. This little loop has some parking, which I found right here. But if you keep going to the left here, there's additional parking there. If you still cannot find any, there is some parking on Grant Tree Road that you can find, but it is a little bit further of a walk down. So something to note, and the visitor center is actually really close by. It's just a little bit south here. Now the trail, what to expect. So we started exactly the way All Trails shows. Make sure you read the sign here, and I had it at the beginning of the video. All right, as you make your way over to this side, make sure you look at the big sequoia tree, and there's actually a tree that you can walk under, and it's not like tunnel log where it's just a piece of the tree and you walk under it, right? It's an actual tree. You can walk under it. It's dark. It's really cool. You can see kind of open spots in the tree. You can look up and look at the trees in the sky. Really nice. I had some photos of that in the video. Make sure you do that. Make sure you make your way over to, unfortunately, these are just stumps. Again, these were cut down. This is where there's a longer story to this, but I'm paraphrasing. So at some point, they actually started saving the trees instead of cutting them down. This is where you can see them actually cut them down. You see just the stumps. Gamlin cabin that you walk by as well, and then make your way over to the General Grant on this side. Now, I'm not gonna go through all this. Again, MPS has some good information here, but I do wanna cover General Grant is known as the nation's Christmas tree. President Coolidge proclaimed it in 1926, which is pretty freaking cool. There's additional info that I'll leave as well. There's actually, again, National Park Service doing a great job with this. A lot of information. They tell you all about what you can find on this trail. So the Gamlin Cabin, the Fallen Monarch, the Centennial Stump, other trails in the area. And honestly, this sequoia tree is just massive. I think the line that stands out to me here is some people have returned many times to rededicate themselves to the spirit of the season and the presence of this magnificent tree. I've always felt a really strong connection with these sequoia trees. You can call it whatever you want. I mean, I got one even on my arm. They're just so massive, so resilient, so beautiful. And these trees are just freaking amazing, honestly. I'll leave it with that. You can read more if you like. Resources or sources are down below in the link if you want to read more about this tree, this trail. Would very much recommend if you got family, whatever it is, you want to go on a quick walk. This is an absolute trail you should check out in Kings Canyon. All right, I'll see you guys next week.